Welcome. Hello. If you are catching this part, you may be watching on replay. So if you can hashtag replay in the comments, I would so appreciate it. Or if you're hopping on live with me, or if you're watching on replay, you can also just comment as if you were live. I would appreciate all of that. Thank you guys. Happy Wednesday. Thank you guys for hopping on today. We're going to do a fun print from Reba Rose Creations, and we're going to do some decoupaging. Hi Shauna, how are you today? Thanks for hopping on. As you guys hop on, if you wouldn't mind smashing some of these just to hopefully wake up Facebook, I would so appreciate it. Come on in. How is everyone doing? Welcome, you guys. All right. My name is Darlia, and I am owner of XgSoDQTJKos9dRC Designs, and I appreciate you being here today. So we're going to be using a canvas. It's just this tiny little canvas, but while we're waiting for more to hop on, I'm going to go ahead and do a coat of chalk paint on it. So there is our canvas. And I will give you guys the measurements of this. It is about 12 by 4. Hi Diane, how are you this morning? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. So let's go ahead and get a coat of chalk paint on here. I'm just going to use a white. It's actually called Swan White. Hi Tammy, how are you? Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Oops, looks like it needs shook up a bit. Let me know how you guys are doing in the comments. It is cold in Colorado today. It's a bit sunny outside, but there are a few clouds still. We had snow and hail and a ton of things yesterday. We were doing all the weather. Well, we didn't have rain, so I guess not all, but we did have snow and hail. I did get these canvases on Amazon, I believe, if anybody's interested in them. And I'm just doing a coat of paint because that will just help everything adhere better. So I know you guys aren't used to seeing me in the mornings. I was doing mornings for a bit, but I plan on being live every Wednesday at 10 to, we're gonna craft with some Reba Rose prints, and this is also going to be shared onto her page, or if you guys are watching from there, let me know. And if I don't catch your comments, I will definitely go back and read them because I appreciate you guys being there. Oh, thank you, Reba. I appreciate that. All right. So, and this is my first time being shared over onto Reba's page. So I appreciate that very much. Being able to go over there. I love her prints. They're just beautiful. I'm sure if you guys have seen them before, you all realize how pretty they are. So let me grab a wipe to get some of that paint off my hands. And while this paint is drying, or drying some, I'm going to set it to the side and we're going to figure out which prints we want to use today. Because we have a choice of 4 and we're only going to need 2. Hi Crystal, how are you this morning? Welcome. Thank you all for hopping on. I appreciate it. And like I said, if you guys wouldn't mind sprinkling this out or smashing some hearts or commenting, that would be awesome. That just helps wake up Facebook so that they'll start getting it out there more. So I would very much appreciate that. So this print is called Bouncy Bunnies. And as you can see, there are 4 darling little bunnies on here. And if you guys can't catch it all live, you can definitely go back and watch replay. That's going to be available for you on, well, my page for a while, right? And on Reba's page. Facebook is kind of deleting all the videos after 30 days now, right? Okay, so I have some water on a brush, and I seem to be getting paint somewhere. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and put that in between our prints here. Sorry, you guys. I was, you know, when you do something new, it's always like, oh, okay, gotta get used to it, right? And if you guys don't know me, my name is Darlia, and I am owner of Darche Designs. I do live in Colorado, on the western side of Colorado, and I'm married, have 6 children. Hey Cruz, how are you today? Hi Gloria, how are you doing? It's good to see you guys on. So this should be a normal time for me to go live each week now at 10 o'clock on Wednesdays. And we will be using Reba Rose prints at that time. So if you guys can join me, I would certainly appreciate it. I now have 6 grandchildren. The newest was born last July. Hi Deb, hi Crystal. Welcome this morning. I think I probably should have brought my iPad in so I could see the comments on Reba's page, but like I said, I will definitely go back. Here's bunny number 1. Aren't they so cute? So let's see, we're going to use that one, and I think we're going to use this little guy too, or girl. Whatever we want the little bunny to be, right? Hi Lou, how are you doing this morning? Thanks for hopping on. I watch my littlest granddaughter full time, so I'm like, I have to go live when she is down for a nap, and mornings are usually, at least this time, usually pretty consistent. I haven't been doing many mornings because I've been waiting for her to get a little older and be more consistent with the naps, but it seems like we're usually pretty good at this time. So I'm just getting the white off around the edges. The rice paper is super nice that Reba uses. And there's that little bunny. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of the bunnies, right? I love all the flowers around each of them. And so I have other granddaughters here today too. Sorry guys. Ask Abby too, okay? Can you close the door for me? It's spring break. And even though I say grandma's, she has a sister who's 12, so she's really good at watching them for a little bit. Hi, Jennifer. I know, rice paper is amazing. So I did put a coat, for you guys that hopped on a little bit later, I did put a coat of white, it's called Swan White, chalk paint on here earlier, just so we could have a little better adhesion to the canvas. I mean, it doesn't do bad if you don't paint it. It just kind of gives it a protective coating too around your sides and so forth. So I just like to coat it with paint first. And the lighter the color that you use behind your prints, it will help them pop more. So I usually try to use a white or a cream behind them, unless you're wanting them to be darker. Then of course you can use whatever you would like. The decoupage medium that we're using today, which you can just use Mod Podge, this is Pinart Decoupage Varnish, and I do like it quite a bit. It works really well, so we're going to get a coat of that on here. I just did a tray, I believe it was last week, with a Reba Rose print, and it has the rain boots on it. Not quite finished with it. I'm going to be resining it, so I will be showing you guys that as soon as it's done too. Just so many things you can do with your prints. And it makes it so easy, right? It looks like it was painted on by the time you get it on, right? So how are you guys doing today? Hi Debbie, how are you doing? How is your weather going? I know there's been a lot of like really bad storms out there, so have you guys been okay? Had any like not so great weather? Yesterday was really our first day of bad weather for a while, and we haven't gotten much snow at all this winter. It's a bit concerning. So how many of you guys like to decoupage? And what kinds of things do you usually decoupage? I have a teapot I want to do soon. I think we're going to use a Reba Rose print on it. So I'm excited about that. I love doing the trays. Of course, wood is always fun. Got it a little close to my decoupage. I'm getting a little too toasty. Okay, I'm going to turn on my iron. So, I don't know whether we want to put a space in between them in the middle, or if we just kind of want them up next to each other and we have a little room at the top. What do you guys think? Your weather in West Virginia is beautiful. Yeah, actually next week we are supposed to be up into the 80s, I believe, so that's a bit crazy. I cannot remember being in the 80s in March before. Okay, I can't decide, you guys. I kind of like the little bit of space in between. I'm trying to think of what we might put there. Well, we'll work with it. I think we're going to leave a little bit of space in between them. Right. I heard that if you, I haven't ever done this before, but if you wet your prints a little bit, it helps. So we'll see. Probably doing too much wetting. Hi, Ronnie. Linda. Cabin Crafts, how are you today? So let's see if I can get this kind of even up at the bottom, the same amount between the bottom, the middle, and the top, I think is what we're going for. That's going to be really pretty. Hi, Joanne. How are you this morning? All right, let's go ahead and iron that. Iron should be ready. I like to iron just because they seem to adhere really well. You don't have very many wrinkles this way, if any. And it's pretty quick and easy. I'm gonna iron on the sides a little bit because I'm just wrapping that around. I don't think I'm gonna sandpaper it because there's just not very much there. Do you guys like to garden? Has anybody started doing any gardening yet? In Colorado, we can't really plant anything outside till after Mother's Day, but of course you can start your indoor seeds and stuff like that. There it is. Do you guys like that? If you do, give me some hearts. Okay, so what else I wanted to do with our prints is I was going to fine line crackle them, but my fine line crackle ran away somewhere and I cannot find it this morning. So I'm like, well, I guess we're not fine line crackling. I do have some like stickers. Well, we have lots of different things, but we'll just figure out what we want to do. I think those are a little too blingy. I also have a couple of butterflies we can paint. I had some carrots and some eggs. I think unless we did the carrots really pastel, I'm not sure I would like them. Kind of the same with our eggs. So we might just stick with our butterflies. And I have this one painted a funky blue, but we can go over it with some white. Hi Peggy and Jennifer, welcome this morning. How are you all doing? So we're just going to put a coat of our white, or it's kind of a little off-white, over this one, tone it down. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a coat of white over the one that has nothing on it yet. And let me get a plate out of here. Can you guys see that okay? Let me move this over to the side. These are pretty small. So I can put some pink on here. So definitely am not wanting dark colors. So I think we'll do maybe a yellow. Hi Edith, how are you? It's good to see you all today. I appreciate you being here. Well, maybe. I don't think my yellow wants to come out. Yep, there we are. Too much, but... And I think we'll do a pink. Or we could leave that one blue. Decisions, right? Because there's quite a bit of blue in this one. So I'm going to do pink. We may not use the yellow. I'll have to use it for something else. The colors in the prints are pretty pastel as far as the florals go. So I don't want anything too bold. See if I have... don't really have a light blue, but we could make a light blue. And grab another brush. And I'm going to just take a little bit of that blue. You guys can see me okay? Because I definitely don't want that metallic showing through. So we're going to go in with this pale blue. Metallic definitely would not go with our little prints, so. It's like whenever you start painting, for some reason, for me, you tend to get quiet, so. I don't know why. All right, I think we've got our little blue butterfly done. We'll probably put it down here on this print and then our pink one up there on the top print. Is what I'm thinking. Cassie from Virginia, how are you today? I appreciate you guys. I'm just gonna do, I think, one more coat on our pink. So we can cover all that wood grain up. I want to get blue on it. I have not started planting anything yet. I was going to get some seeds going the first part of March, and I have not done it. I've been busy if you guys have been on my page for a while, you know that I'm on this cleaning quest this year to go through my rooms and everywhere and try to get, you know, everything cleaned out and organized. I started with my craft room, and then I went into our guest bedroom, and then from there I kind of just did a general cleaning, kind of a deep cleaning of the other rooms, but not any type of organizing or going through stuff yet, except I did do my china cabinet, which took me a couple of days to wash everything and dust it all, and that was kind of a smaller big job in and of itself. Hi Cassie. So I've been busy with that and haven't gotten too much of anything else yet. So we're gonna put our little pink butterfly up here, I think. We could have it down here in our flowers, but I don't really want to cover our flowers. I think it'll be cute up here. I wish I had one more. That would be perfect. But before we do that, I think I'm going to grab some lace. I have a bag kind of leftover ribbons and lace and so forth. I thought we might add some in between, at least in between these two. Let me see what else we have in here. I do have some ivory colored ribbon. We could maybe do that instead. Or we could do the ribbon at the top and bottom and the lace in the middle. Okay, let me put our paint away here for a minute. Carol, I can see you. Hi Teresa, thank you so much for sprinkling. And sometimes we don't see all the comments, but I am getting some of them for sure. Next time I'm going to try to remember to bring my iPad in here, and I'll see if that helps some. But I am getting some. That glue's not wanting to come out. If you guys missed at the beginning, these prints are called Bouncy Bunny, and those are on Reba's website. And if you guys need links, I can give you those. All you have to do is put it in the comments that you would like that. Hi Misty. All right, so my glue is not wanting to come out. I'm just gonna put some on our plate here. Oh, you asked why I sprayed the parent? Sorry. Because it helps it be more flexible. It lays down better. I mean, you don't have to do that. That was actually the first time I tried it, because I had noticed someone, I can't remember who it was, that did that and said that it was much easier to get it to lay down right. So I was like, well, it's worth a try. So that's why I decided to do it also. And it did work really nicely. So, I mean, I know we don't want to get it too wet, but it just helped it lay down a little better. I'm just going to wrap that around so we can't see my ends. It will just look more finished. And then I'm going to cut off, you know, the excess in the back once I've got that dry. So now we've got our lace on here. We could put a tiny little bow in between the two prints too. So much we could do, right? Actually, that's kind of bothering me. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off. So here we are so far, upside down. Aren't trying to show people doing lives always challenging, right? Like, oh, I'm just going to show it, and I've got it upside down. That's fun. I should have just kept that little sponge. And I think I'm just going to use my finger, you guys, to get it on here. It'll probably be more... And I can easily wipe off my finger. So we're going to put the ribbon at the top and bottom. I remember when I was in school and how you would do so many projects with glue when you're in elementary school, and it's like you always got it all over your hands, and then you usually sat and, well, I did anyway, sat and picked it off instead of going and washing your hands, right? That made sense. Okay, we're just wrapping that around our top part here. And that's just kind of finishing those edges that we had, you know, at the top and the bottom. Just gives it a little bit more of a finished look. Obviously, I did not get enough down here. Sorry if I'm missing comments, you guys. All right, let's go ahead and cut off those ends. All right, so there it is. I've got it right side up and everything. With our lace in the middle and then our ribbon on each end. So, all right, we're gonna put our little pink butterfly, I think. So I'm going to take my paint pen, my black one, and we're just going to put the body into the butterfly. And they're dry now. So I'm just going to go up the center of our butterfly here. And I could even go around it. I don't think I'm going to outline it. I think I'm just going to do the body though. Okay. If you have some rhinestones from Totally Dazzle, you could definitely add that to your butterfly, and I do have some. I wasn't planning on doing that, but maybe I'll grab them real quick. Because that would definitely add a little bit of color to our, I'm going to use the pastel ones. Okay, there's a pink. Yeah, it's right here. So these are pretty light pink. And I have some B7000 glue. And I'm just gonna put a few dabs around the outside, I think. All right. Getting the lid back on is a whole other process. Maybe I should just put them out on my mat. The struggle is real, right? It's harder than you think, grabbing those little tiny rhinestones. And that one goes onto the floor. Well, for me it is anyway. May not be that way for everyone. Not sure if I got too much glue spots on here, if I needed to do that many. That just really dresses up our little wood butterfly though. So there's how it looks with all our little sparkles. That one's going up here. Okay. A few more on this side. Okay. Sorry. Evidently painting and focusing on putting rhinestones on both tend to lead you to not talk as much. Anything that you have to focus, right? I guess. Three more on this little butterfly. I probably won't do the other one with you guys. I don't know. All right. Our little butterfly is done. So since I added rhinestones to our butterfly, I think I'm going to put a few in our flowers, and that will just help tie it in so it doesn't look like it's just on the butterflies and kind of awkward. I'm going to put, I think, 3 and a little grouping right here on this flower because it's pretty big. And I'm going to put 1 over here on that flower. And let's put 1 over here on this one. And we're going to put 1 down here on this bottom one. Rhinestones, or we could have used like little paper flowers to put over these, but you see more of the print with the rhinestones, I think, than so that just helps tie in our rhinestones with the rhinestones on our butterfly, so it doesn't look like it's kind of, you know, out of place there. We could definitely add more. There's a few little flowers on here that we could keep adding to. But it's up to you guys. It looks really cute, you know, just not having any rhinestones on it too, I think. So either way would be great. And we could add some yellow ones onto here. Kind of wanted to try making a little bow though. Let's see, I didn't have enough of that ivory ribbon left, so I'm not sure. Maybe some of the sari silk we could use. We could even put it right in our middle part. Sari silk you can also get off of Amazon. It's got this little piece where they sewed the next part of the silk on, and it's kind of sticking out a little bit. Of course, I don't really want it in the bunny's face, so probably be better if we just bring it up here and then we can kind of put it out to the side there. Now, we could just put our butterfly up there. I don't know if I'm loving all the rhinestones on the butterfly. I love them on here. I'm not sure I'm loving it on the butterfly. Now that we did it, you guys. So I could use my little butterfly that is without rhinestones, but let's see, let's put those back in here. You don't know until you try, right? So you always have to experiment and see what you're gonna like or not like. And it's okay if you do something and then decide that, hey, you know, maybe I don't really like that so much, but I do like the rhinestones and the flowers. So we're gonna do some down here. We'll try that for now. Thank you guys so much for being with me today. I hope that you're all doing well. Like I said, I should be on every Wednesday at this time to do a decoupaging project with a Reba Rose print, and that will also be on her page. I did put that link up in my description. If you want to hop over there and join it, that would be awesome. Follow her. Also, if you guys have not followed me, I would love for you to do that. I also have that link up there, I believe, but you can just put exclamation point and then notify, all lowercase, all together, no spaces, and then that should also put you on my page, hopefully. I do have a Telegram. You can subscribe to that if you would like. That link should have actually popped up when you came on live. And I try to be on my page right now. I used to be going like 3 to 4 times a week. Right now it's 2 to 3. So, and I try to post my schedule and what I'll be doing and stuff on my page, so you can look for that. And I do all kinds of different crafts. And we'll be using prints in a lot of different ways. So, can't wait to hopefully give you guys some ideas, and hopefully maybe some that you haven't tried out yet. I love the rhinestones on the flowers. I just feel like that really brought those out there. Again, I'm not so thrilled with the rhinestones on our butterfly. I mean, it looks okay, but I'm not sure. So I think if I use a butterfly, it would just be this little blue one up here. What do you guys think so far? Can you see all the rhinestones in there? This is something you could, before I put the lace and ribbon and stuff on, we could have resined it. We could definitely go over the edges with some vintage distress ink. Sorry, you guys. I wasn't planning on doing all these things. It's progressed as we went along. So we could take maybe like our rose color would probably be pretty. Let's do that real quick, then we'll put our bow and butterfly back on, and then I will let you guys go because I don't want to keep you here all day. Okay. We're not going to mess with that right now. You never want to cooperate when you're live, right? So this is called Victorian Velvet. Thank you for the heart, Teresa. Hi, Sue. How are you? It's so good to see you guys all on here. I appreciate you. So I'm just going to take that and go along our edges here. Give a little bit of color to our sides. And this is Distress Oxide. It depends on what you're going to do with your prints. If they're going to be outside, or you think they're going to get wet, or they could be getting touched a lot, you probably are going to want to seal them. Most of the time I do seal them just because I like to make sure, even if you're storing them, like you've got them put away in a tote or something, it will just help them not to get scratched or anything like that. And then it's just going to help adhere them even more to our canvas. So I'm just going to go along the edges a little bit more. I mean, you can't see a whole lot of this on the top, because our print is pretty much filling that in, but it just helps our edges look a little more finished and like they're a part of this too. I know this is pretty simple. I love these little canvases that I used for this, and like I said, you can get those on Amazon. All right, I think we're about done, you guys. Let's get our little bow on here. Trying to figure out which way I want it to go. I think this way. Maybe I will just use some of our Titebond Quick and Thick, since I still have that out. And it will hold it a little bit better than hot glue will. And then I'm just going to tack down the ends of this because I don't want them covering the print. I might go in and add a few more rhinestones up here. And I just want this one to go along this side here. So again, we're just going to tack that down with some glue just to keep it out of our way. And then we're going to put some glue on our little butterfly. Excuse me. We could also use like a Totally Dazzled piece for that too, if we didn't use our butterfly, or a button, whatever you guys may have. I don't know, maybe I don't want the butterfly on our bow, but we could put it down here in the middle. I think that would be cute. Let me kind of get some of that glue off. And like it's just taking up the bow, and then I can't even see our little bow up here. So let's put our butterfly in the middle. And that way it's not covering up anything, but it's just adding a little bit more to our piece, our project. I think we're done, you guys, other than, like I said, I might do a few more rhinestones. But what do you think? Do you like our little project today with the bouncy bunny prints? If you guys like it, if you could give me some hearts, I would so appreciate it. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. I hope you have a very blessed rest of your day, and I should be seeing you guys next week at this time. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and I will definitely answer those. Also, if you need links to anything, I am an affiliate with Reba, plus I can give you the link to her website if you just want to go check it out and see how all the prints are. She has so many, you guys. It is so hard to choose when I go on there. It's like incredible how many prints she has on there. But this is kind of our simple little piece, but I like how it turned out. I'm glad I didn't use a butterfly with the rhinestones, but I do love them on our prints. So anyway, you guys, have a great day. Be blessed. And I will see you all very soon. Thank you for being with me today. I hope I gave you some ideas, and I'll talk to you all soon.